What it is and what's going on? What's up? Welcome back to another episode of the Sports Talk Eli podcast. Great to have you guys with me for another edition of Sports Talk E and the place to be. I am your host, Elijah Hamilton. Today's September 6th. It is really hot in New York City right now. It's like 92 degrees, which wow. Okay. We got a fun show for you guys today. We're talking the Lakers. We're talking the Kings. We're talking the Damian Lillard versus James Harden, who I feel would get traded first. We're talking week 1 of the NFL season. That's tomorrow. Tomorrow, first game between the Kansas City Chiefs and the Detroit Lions. We're going to get predictions and thoughts and all that fun stuff. Just a jammed-packed episode of Sports Talk Eli. If you're watching this on YouTube, of course, or you're streaming this on the many podcast apps that I plan on throwing this on, thank you very much. Leave a like and subscribe if you're digging the content. And also share it with your friends. Share a friend, tell a friend, tell a friend, tell a friend, tell a friend. Sports Talk Eli is here. Let's start off today's show with this. The Los Angeles Lakers went out and made a big, well, not big, but they made a really good move. Lakers went out and signed former Dallas Mavericks big man Christian Wood. And I like this move a lot for the Lakers. For the Lakers, you get another big body. You get a guy who's shown that he can go out there and get you 20 and 10 a night. He gives them additional scoring at the forward position. He gives you a guy who can play some starting minutes for them when either AD or LeBron is out with injury. It also just gives you another floor space. Christian Wood's a really good player. He's shown throughout his career, especially specifically during his time in Houston and Dallas, that he's a guy who's an actually really good NBA player. Just really good front court presence, just really solid. Now, the Lakers, it's easy to see why many people feel that they won free agency, and this move just proves that. Not only were they able to make some like key additional signings that gives them more depth, more 3-point shooting, more defense, and guys like Gabe Vincent, Taurean Prince, Jackson Hayes, Cam Reddish, but they signed the key players that helped them make it to the Western Conference Finals. Guys like D'Lo and Rui. And they re-signed Austin Reeves, which also doesn't hurt at all. My only question with the Los Angeles Lakers next year is, do these moves help them give above the hump in the West? Does that put them in a place to go to the finals? It's a wait and see. The only question I have too is LeBron versus Father Time. Is Father Time finally going to catch up to the old man? That's what I'm trying to say. I think there were times throughout the playoffs last year where you've seen LeBron not look like the same old dominant LeBron James. And it's not concerning because maybe out of his prime version, LeBron is more like a guy who still averages over 20 points per game and give you 7 assists and 7 rebounds, and he still has that high basketball IQ who'd be able to make any kind of play. But still, are we going to see the LeBron that we're used to seeing, who's just this dominant player? That's what I'm trying to say. That is what I'm intrigued to find out about. And I can't wait to see it. Another kind of like late in the free agency move that happened the other day, the Sacramento Kings went out and signed JaVale McGee. I like this move a lot for the Kings. The Kings is a team that probably needed more additional size too, and JaVale McGee provides that. Sacramento Kings, man, it's such a fun team last season. They had this like offensive team that was really good offensively. De'Aaron Fox came to his own and really cemented himself as an all-star, one of a top 5 point guard in my opinion. And I already knew Sabonis was good, but going to Sacramento just elevated him. The question is now, can they still surprise players? Can that high level play roll into this season? That's my concern with the Kings. And I for one think it will. I think they'll still be one of the better teams in the Western Conference. I don't think they're going to be a third seed team again because teams like Phoenix have gotten better. Teams like the Warriors are still around. The Clippers are still there. The Nuggets, of course, and the Lakers. But I still see them as a top 6, 7 team in the Western Conference. All right. Another interesting tidbit that I want to ask you guys today is who's more likely to get traded first? Is that Damian Lillard or is it James Harden? Both players, as we both know, all know, I should say, requested a trade out of their situation. Dame, of course, he requested a trade out of Portland. There's reports that he wants to go to Miami. It's either Miami or nothing. And it seems like the trade talks have stalled on the Damian Lillard trade front. I think he will definitely pull up to training camp. But the whole time he's there, he's letting it be known, like, yo, I don't want to be here. Get me out of here. It's Miami or nothing. Same with James Harden. Last 2 weeks ago, we reported that James Harden wanted out of Philly. He sent him to the Clippers. He's calling Daryl Morey a liar. My thing is, which one of these two-star, all-NBA, future Hall of Fame caliber guards will get dealt first? I'm leaning towards Dame because Dame probably is the easier player to trade. Teams were probably more likely to want Dame as opposed to want James Harden, who's getting older and who's getting up there in age. Well, both players are technically getting up there in age now that I think about it. But, it's a big but. Damian Lillard isn't as problematic as James Harden is. Dame to me comes across as a guy who's more wholesome than Harden would be. But still project that question onto you guys. Which player do you guys feel would get traded out first? The Sixers also made another key signing. They picked up a guy in Danny Green, who's a really good role player, really good 3-and-D guy. The Sixers are also in an interesting situation. Also, it's a lot of reasons why people may feel that a guy like Joel Embiid can potentially be moved down the line because of what's going on with the James Harden situation. I wouldn't be surprised if teams throughout the National Basketball Association are monitoring and watching the James Harden stuff, saying, hey, if that's one domino that's falling, Joel Embiid might be the next domino. They might be restarting the process out there, you know what I mean? Just intriguing to see what's going on with the Sixers. And I like the Danny Green signing. Provides them another floor spacer, another 3-and-D guy. He's played in Philly before, so he probably knows what it's like playing next to Joel Embiid. And he seems like a perfect guy if the Sixers somehow keep Harden, who play really well next to them, because Harden's a guy who thrives with floor spacing also. Another thing about the Sixers too, I'm intrigued to watch is what kind of step does a guy in Tyrese Maxey take also. He also would kind of thrive playing next to a guy in Danny Green. I'm kind of glad they re-signed him. So that's our NBA talk portion of the Sports Talk Eli podcast. I think next time we'll talk more FIBA. I just wanted to get all that kind of like recent free agency signing stuff out of the way. When we get back, we're going to talk some football. Keep it locked. It's Sports Talk Eli podcast. And we're back. Just let you guys know that Sports Talk Eli is on TikTok and on Instagram at Sports Talk Eli. We're cooking up some additional content on those platforms. You could also stream the audio version of Sports Talk Eli on Apple Podcasts and wherever you get your podcasts from. Essentially. We're going to start off the NFL topics with this. Tonight is the start of week 1 of the NFL season between Super Bowl champs Kansas City Chiefs and the feisty Detroit Lions. And tonight should be a really fun game. You have the Super Bowl champs on one side. You have a team like the Lions who feel like they probably should make the playoffs, who feel like they're gonna want to make a statement. And what's a better way to go out and make that statement when you're the only team playing at Arrowhead against the champs? And I feel like it's going to be a close and competitive game. Now, the Chiefs will be without Hall of Fame bound tight end Travis Kelce, which is a big blow to their offense. However, I feel like the Chiefs offense is still going to find a way to put up points. They'll also be without Chris Jones, who's contract negotiation. As the last time I checked, it looked like he's still trying to negotiate for a new contract. Yeah, those are big blows to the Kansas City Chiefs, two key cogs in the system for them, but I still expect them to come out and eke out the win against the Detroit Lions. Now, the Lions to me are a really fun story. They are the team that I feel could go on and win the NFC North. Dan Campbell, man, he's such a great coach. He's just such a passionate guy. He's definitely done a good job so far turning this football team around. An organization that's known for being one of the worst organizations, and it's doing the damn thing out there in Detroit, changing that culture and that system. He got Jared Goff, who was balling out last year. He's got them playing at a really high level. It's just great to see. Another topic I wanted to talk to you guys about is Caleb Williams. Now, Caleb Williams' father told GQ that if there isn't an ideal situation, don't expect his son to come out in the NFL draft. I personally think that that's a bad decision on this. If you're Caleb Williams and you're trying to build a brand, like, yeah, what you're doing at USC is great. I think he's projected to go to he's projected to come number one if the draft started today. If he decided to go out, they held combines and we did all the stuff, he would be the number one pick. He's that good. He's one of the better college quarterbacks I've seen. I've watched Andrew Luck. I've watched Trevor Lawrence. I've seen Deshaun Watson. I've seen all of them over the past couple years. And to me, Caleb Williams is such a better athlete and better player than those guys. When you think about the pocket presence, the ability to make any kind of throw, like the kind of throws I've seen him make during his time at USC blew my mind. Got a really strong arm, and he can move with the football too. That's another thing. He can also throw it, and he got the little wheels on him. He's special kind of talent. I think it would be a piss poor decision for him to stay at USC. If you're trying to grow a brand, go to the NFL. Now, maybe he's more concerned with the fact that he's gonna go to a situation that is a rebuilding situation. That's typically what the number one picks usually go. He's projected to be the savior. He will be projected to be the guy to turn that franchise around. We've seen Peyton Manning do it. We've seen Mahomes pretty much elevate the Kansas City Chiefs. We've seen Andrew Luck do it in Indy before he decided to retire. When they got rid of Peyton Manning, decided to move off of him, and he became that guy in Indianapolis. We've seen it a lot throughout the NFL. And we've seen some teams stuck out on getting their number one franchise quarterback, such as teams like the Jets and the Browns do it over the past couple of years. And we've seen some teams do it and with great success. The Green Bay Packers might have another one in Jordan Love if he decides if he can ball out at a high level. So I think it's a foolish decision for him to be like, oh, if the Arizona Cardinals who I project to believe are going to be the worst team in the NFL this year, if they get the number one pick, why not go to Arizona? Why not go to Phoenix? What's this negative drawback to not going to Phoenix? Yes, they're not the best organization, but being the guy to turn a team around, being the guy being the man for a certain franchise, turn that team around, turn them into a competitive juggernaut, kind of seems more appealing than going to an established team already and just being another guy in that city who maybe help them win a game. And it just does more for your legacy. Like Baker Mayfield, if things turned out better in Cleveland, he'd probably be a legend out there if things turned out better for him in Cleveland. You know, he got them back to the playoffs. If he was still there and they were able to consistently keep building on that playoff appearance, then I think people would look at Mayfield differently. So I personally think it would be a piss poor decision for him to be like, oh, I'm gonna stay in college. But he's getting money either way. He's getting that he got that NIL deal. He's in a bunch of commercials. You know, Wendy's is like, they're showing all those college football commercials all the time. So it's like he's not really missing out on anything. He's just going to the NFL would probably do way better things for his brand. The final topic I'm going to talk to you guys today is what's going on with the Denver Broncos head coach Sean Payton and Russell Wilson. Now, if you don't know, the the Broncos hired Sean Payton over the offseason after that piss poor season, after Russell Wilson was basically turned into a meme because of the let's ride, Broncos country, let's ride, all that stuff. Yeah, we turned him into a meme after that, and they looked really terrible. They didn't look like a good team. Now they are expected to bounce back. They're expected to be so much better than they were last year, and that all depends on Peyton's relationship with Russell Wilson. And I don't know if it's starting off any good, y'all. So I'm just pull up his quotes. He basically told the man to stop kissing babies. Maybe he's trying to get Russell Wilson to tap into his more assertive, aggressive side, which I think Wilson does have. I believe that every man does have a little